Morning.
Mm. Morning or just this space.
Running right. That's why I pick this chair and bring it in lovely.
Oh yeah. Alright. Now it's time. No, thank you.
Which house?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm loving the model. Alright, it's fast finished. Then on.
Hey.
Yes. Oh, good. Nice with your house.
Alright. Okay, so we start.
Stop. You're live and you want
So that's the camera. That's mine. What's up?
I don't camera I can see.
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the marketing and data mind space, and I am back again. Today's topic is emerging trends in the healthcare marketing, and my guest is Festo. I'll bring him on to introduce himself in a few. But as I have flow right now, I'd like to remind you guys that all these shows are available on our YouTube channel. Just go on YouTube, look for marketing at Datamine, find it. Our previous episode was about CRM, and the guest was Mr. Singh. So the guest was Mr. Singh. However, today I have Mr. Festo Mwebaze, and let me just invite him to introduce himself. So yes.
Alright. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Professor Piper. Like you said, today's topic is really investing and close to my heart. We shall be looking at the emerging trends in health marketing. We shall dissect it really well to understand what health marketing is. What are some of the things that are coming up in the health marketing industry, and really what organizations that are in the health care industry should start thinking about as we go in the future, really, because we are looking at the things that are emerging, things that we should really keep an eye on, things that have worked in other markets or have started working in the Uganda market. So really it's very interesting, and I'm glad to be here. And I can tell the listeners that please relax and let's dissect this together. We would like to have good engagement. So please, you can like, you can reshare, but you can also post your questions so that we can be able to probably speak to them. Over to you, Piper.
All right. Thank you so much. So, it was a shocker when you told me you were going to speak about healthcare marketing. Because most of the tutors I invite, it's just marketing. Insights, CRM, social media, digital marketing. But when I asked you and you say healthcare marketing, wow, okay, maybe you have a hospital or something. But let's just dive into it with the definition of healthcare marketing, because I am sure the people watching and some of the people listening might not know what healthcare marketing is, just like I did not know. So, in brief, just tell us about healthcare marketing, please. Thank you.
Yes, so really thank you, and I like the fact that you are appreciating the uniqueness of health marketing in the realm of marketing. So, and I think this is the breaking the ice, but also removing the myth of saying marketing is different and then other industries are different. Because when you look at what marketing really is about looking for needs, anticipating needs of people and bringing solutions. So it cuts across all the industries. So in health, there is marketing in health. There is marketing in telecom. There is marketing in fast-moving consumer products. And now, answering to your question, what is this health marketing? So the evolution of health marketing has really taken a long journey, and really it is the art of the science of using traditional marketing strategies. Talking about the 4 Ps: like price, place, people, the 4 Ps, to actually promote the health of people. So it cuts across many aspects of promoting health. So you can talk about how do we influence people to, for example, washing their hands before eating. That takes communication skills and it takes marketing. It can go to other avenues like in the pharmaceutical industry, where you are a scientist and you have manufactured a drug, but you have to get people to know it. So it takes communication, it takes you understanding what strategies am I going to use to get the key decision makers in the hospitals, in the Ministry of Health to take on my drug, and the doctors to prescribe the drug. It goes on to insurance. Now we're selling a lot of insurance, But it is not only in that aspect, but also look at what government is doing in terms of health marketing. Actually, there is a whole department called health marketing, health promotion at Ministry of Health. And what they do is to say, how do we sell the ideas of improving the health of Ugandans to the Ugandans? You've heard of things like the vaccine recently. We got blessed, we have donated some vaccines, but some vaccines were taken to areas and they nearly expired. So that all encompasses health marketing. But in as much as you bring the service, you need to educate people and communicate to them and tell them what is important. So that is health marketing for you. So we're not lost.
Okay, alright. So that means if I'm getting you correctly, there's a healthcare marketing base. It's in insurance, it's in pharmacy, it's in advocacy, it's in government institutions, and it's also in hospitals. But okay, that's amazing, because most people, when you hear something like healthcare marketing, you tend to think it's just hospitals doing this. Yeah. But now that you talk about it, on my way here, I actually saw 2 billboards. I saw a billboard of AR insurance, and I said, wow. All along I thought it's just hospitals telling us, oh guys, come and get immunization for free, blood donation is this and that, and I was blown out. So by the time I reached here, I had actually thought about it and said, healthcare marketing is almost in every field of health. Yeah, even the laboratory side as well right now, because that's how COVID came up.
Yeah.
People are on TV telling us how they're developing a vaccine. That's all marketing. Build anticipation. By the time COVID was out, everyone was rushing to do what? To buy it. So let's just head straight to the topic: emerging trends in healthcare marketing.
Piper, I would like to bring to you the understanding of openness of your mind in terms of what are the emerging trends. And like you said, it is everywhere. We're living with health marketing. So what is it? What are the emerging trends? I'll start with a few things that have come up really to really maybe touch. One of them is for us, and especially talking about post-COVID, we need to realize what has changed in the minds and the lifestyles of the people that we serve, that we market health to. COVID-19 came in with a lot of fear to people. It increased their consciousness about their health. So people are now aware that health is important to them. It has increased their consciousness in terms of searching for information. Many people were using Google to actually understand how can I treat COVID. Yeah? If you looked at the search engines, COVID was one of the high-ranking keywords being searched on the internet. It means really the population we are looking at is highly informed with a lot of information which partly is peer-reviewed and others is just probably misleading. But they also conscious. So for the medical fraternity, the trend has changed. It is no longer the patient or the customer who is very green about the pain. Someone will have backache and will Google, what is happening to my back? It is paining. By the time he comes to the hospital, he has this kind of heavy knowledge around with the signs and symptoms. So the process has been checked it as people have developed. But when I think post-COVID, people have tested how digital channels can be used to provide services. You know, people have seen how they were able to use, for example, Safe Border, Junior to be able to deliver foods to them. They are now looking at themselves. How can we deliver health to them? So convenience has coming. You know, so as a healthcare provider, in whichever area you are, you need to understand that convenience is something that consumers are now actively asking for. They want the convenience of their service. But there have also been a very big aspect for experience. You know, people now know things are possible. People are no longer interested in coming to a hospital for a whole line, for a whole day, just to see a medical officer, for example. You know, and that's where the aspect like telehealth or telemedicine has come in. Because we understand that during COVID there was restrictions of movement. Yeah, our rich people, rich people who used to go abroad for health care now are looking for ways how can I access the same health care from London, from UK, you know, in Uganda. So telemedicine has come in, and really that brings me to the aspect of what telemedicine is. You see, is accessing healthcare services using technology. So it could be the internet, it could be on these channels. And it is a big thing. If I'm talking about telehealth, I go, you know, like for a whole day. But talk about telepathology. Telepathology is where, for example, a patient will, the sample will be picked from a patient in a hospital in Uganda, and pictures of that slide are sent to a pathologist seated in the US or the UK, and is able to give a diagnosis. That person has not seen the patient, but she was using the picture and the technology, and the diagnosis comes. So, really, convenience of services has really come up, and it has grown with telehealth. I've seen most of the telehealth organizations grow in terms of revenues in COVID-19. We can talk about Rocket Health. In Nairobi, there's another one called Daktari. It also grew drastically high and did well. But you have also seen the big investors here, big companies also starting to go ahead. Amazon has also gone there. They say we want to bring on Amazon Health because really they see a need.
They're definitely going to do it because the one thing I realized that Amazon did, you know, when you're listing your products on Amazon, you have to give them an ingredients list of almost everything. So what they did, let's say for like, we used to shop, I normally shop for beauty products for people. So CeraVe, the Eucerin, all those SPF 30 creams. So what Amazon did, they made replications of these products. So for a CeraVe cream, there's an Amazon cream. For a Eucerin cream, there's a corresponding Amazon cream. Why? They already have all the ingredients in their exact percentage. So I can't wait for I honestly cannot wait for Amazon now.
So it is coming, and it is coming now. So, and I think this would be a call. You see, I think the need that I want to break throughout this whole conversation is the fact that probably different industries do not think they need marketing. So going to the days when you started medicine, for example, and set up a clinic in a village, and then sit and relax and think that the patients will come. You know? All the big hospitals in this country who have done the private work in investing need marketers. And that's what the gentleman where we are giving people professional skills of how to market. You know? So if you are a big hospital, you're running investment, you need a marketer to sell the idea of patients coming there. Because it's the one who will know which channel do you need to go, how do you bring the convenience. And even the doctors themselves need to understand some customer experience skills, if you're in government, this is the time to understand that that person that you are hiring should have some marketing skills. Sometimes better, man, let them have some marketing skills. Because you do not want to have a lot of vaccine expiring on the shelves. That's a wastage to the government, So you need to really come and understand the professional skills of marketing at that time. If you're an NGO and you're getting this nice money from the donor, one of the idea of, for example, HIV self-testing, one of the projects I was working on before, you need marketing skills to be able to know that who are the people that will use this product and how do I communicate to them. You cannot come to a radio when you know the young blood, the target market, are on Twitter, are on Instagram. So you need the skills, even in the healthcare industry. You need the skills of marketing. And that's what we're talking about.
Before you end that chapter, I really realized I should have asked you what are the emerging trends in healthcare when it comes to advocacy, when it comes to the government. But all that thought, there are very many companies that try to push vasectomy, in particular. So, pitch to them right now. If it were you and I given that gig of hey, we push vasectomy and we're supposed to see vasectomy numbers go up, how would you do it?
I think as the markets are really is to understand that before you bring a product, you need to first understand the need. Because people connect with their problems. So for me, what I would start with is why am I bringing even vasectomy? Is it a problem? What is the problem? In Uganda, you have the problem of poverty. In Uganda, you have a problem of people not being able to educate their kids. When you have 100 kids or 5 kids, are you going to be willing to pay or even have the capacity to pay the school fees for them? So that's where you start. You have to connect with people at the things that they understand at an emotional level. As a health marketer, those organizations need health marketers, professionals, who will be able to understand the insights in the population and be able to bring services through solving problems of people. People will go for the sector when they know that it brings on board. But because the donors have got the money. So you need professionals. So it's for you to understand. There's a new phenomenon again coming to you. New phenomenon talking about trends in healthcare marketing, which is called the human-centered design, or design thinking. It's where you involve the beneficiaries of a service in the structuring of strategy to sell it. So the thing will be, if we are selling vasectomy to whom? To the men. But do you know how the men want to utilize that service? What are the stigma around a man being called, useless in course that they already removed your hair? So the man wants you to speak to him in a language that will maintain his dignity, his ego. You need to communicate with them. So to change the idea, evolve them into structuring the strategies that work for them. That's what we teach in marketing at the Chartered Institute of Marketing at that time.
Well, you have me. But don't have your mind. You'll be laughing by tomorrow. But all right. And insurance companies in Uganda have really tried to sell health insurance, because the fact that we have listeners on right now, and by the way, guys, thank you so much for joining in. Seeing Mr. John. Mr. John is here looking, probably clapping his hands every time you say that. But everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. The topic today is emerging trends in healthcare marketing. And for all our previous episodes, you can always find them on our YouTube channel. That's Marketing at Datamine. You find all of them. So back to the main point. We were talking about, insurance companies and life insurance. How can insurance companies that are actually trying to sell health as a product tap into some of these emerging trends? Because when it comes to insurance, you can't do, you can't do telemedicine. Yes, you can do customer insights. It's also an emerging trend, but what advice would you give to brands like those?
Okay, let me just unmute this. It's not unmuted.
Yeah.
All right. So talk about the insurance. So one thing, I think something that I can tell to the insurance companies.
Wait, it's still muted.
Okay, am I muted? Can you hear me, guys? All right, yeah, I'm right. One thing I can tell to the insurance companies really is, especially selling health insurance, is to tell them the cake is too big and you're not yet even consumed. There's still a lot for you to achieve, because when you think about health and financing in Uganda, around 40% of the health financing is done out of pocket from the people. People pay their money for pockets to access health services. It means the pain and the pinch of a person, the suffering of paying for health is really in the people's minds everywhere you go. The health insurance has leaned around the formal sector. Where someone is working for an organization and this company is probably paying the premium for him for health insurance. I think there's a lot that needs to be done in tapping into the informal sector. Because that's where the people are suffering.
Yes.
They
can't afford.
Yes. So think about projects that can be, geared to the informal sector. People have their money, but they don't understand how you will pay the money and then you don't fall sick and then the money is gone. There is a lot of education that needs to be done. People should really understand the benefit of it. And I don't think insurance companies have done enough knowledge about this.
They haven't. Because even in the formal sector, actually, like me, so many friends of mine have told me, hey, join, get some family, get life insurance. And I'm like, why? Yeah. So, you can go. You can just go.
So, think about how you invest money, to pay for your car insurance, and the damage you have. Let me give you a small example. And this is really in pain in terms of how many Ugandans are going abroad to seek health care. I'm talking about health insurance not only for the private sector but also for the public sector. We are in the East African community where Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda has the National Health Insurance Scheme. In Uganda, our National Health Insurance Bill is still in preparation stage, in preparation stage, and when a person gets sick, it's about taking their card and they get medication, quality of care, standard of care, and that pain is immediate. When you pay upfront at the access of the service, it is very painful, but when you know that you can pay bits and that money is put in a pool, so that your grandmother in the village who calls you every day that she wants Panadol, when they get sick, they go to the hospital without you knowing, without necessarily giving you a financial burden. That's where we need to go. We need to communicate this. So I think when we talk about telling people the benefits of health insurance, we need to move. We need to talk to the government, the MPs who pass laws in this country, to talk to the local leaders who interact with people, to sell the idea of why health insurance is important. Because it is important. We need to sell it, and it is us to sell it. So the people who are on Peter here, I can assure you, the people listening on Peter are the heroes of this one. Please, you can be the voice of changing the health of this country by communicating to all your colleagues that health insurance is not a burden, but it is an investment. It is an investment in improving the quality of life of Ugandans. If you want to improve your life expectancy, we need to go to health insurance. Why should you sell land because your wife is going to produce? Just and get medicine. Why should one rich guy go to US, to India, to change, to do organ transplant? When we sponsor our health systems, we shall be able to have these services in Mwebaze. The technocrats are there. We just need to give them the resources to do it. So I think there's a big cake in insurance. We need more knowledge. People need to understand, and this is what I call the health economists. Yeah, people understand what is the benefit of improving people's health to the economy. What we have a big population of young people who are healthy, they'll be more productive, and the economy will work. We don't want people working in our own field is very sick. So there's a big cake, and we need marketing skills. We need health economic skills to really push this agenda. So come to Datamine, we shall teach you the basics and the professional skills of how we can change. So the insurance companies that are listening, please send your people for professional marketing. You want to use people who know what they're doing, not people who are guessing, because human resource is one of the expensive bits in terms of the organization expenditure.
I'm starting to feel like people should have paid to attend today's space. Because the amount of data you just sharing is amazing. That with regards to national insurance, now I see why Rwandans are always looking good. I'm always wondering, these people come into Kampala, they're looking good. No, like keep them there. No ailment. I'm like, what? The national health insurance, that's definitely something I'd advocate for. And as you were speaking, I actually thought about diaspora insurance as well, because yes, Ugandans might not have money, but our brothers and sisters who fly abroad actually have this money. And we have banks like EPT Bank, I think, having diaspora programs in Dubai, remittance of money. I feel like if they do sell health insurance in a diaspora, where they tell you know what, if you have people back here, you can literally just have a diaspora health insurance where they're catered for. You don't need to just look for money every time your man calls you, like, no, you're insured. That was really, really nice.
Yeah.
As I was reading up health insurance, so on emerging trends, some of the other emerging trends I actually fell on was PR. So this is PR and reputation management, health industry. But the one thing I am seeing is in Uganda, it's like the biggest percentage of the health sector does not actually care about PR. People die at their hospital, they'll not release a statement, they'll not even come out to, put out an apology or something. We've seen cases where patients are bounced and then they go on social media crying, they're like, oh guys, these people refuse to work on our relative, the relative died or something. And then PR stretches out way more past just attacking problems or solving problems. But you enter hospital, there's no welcome message. All the welcome message is in English, but most of the people entering this hospital actually they can't read. So from a PR perspective, because this is also an emerging trend out there, it's big. It's really, really big. And I loved how Rocket Health when Will Smith saga, that slap, when they slapped Chris for making a joke about Will Smith's wife. So Rocket Health came out and said, oh, by the way, this is why Will thought he should slap. His wife is suffering from this and this condition, and let us tell you about it. Because at that point in time, that was the topic. And they executed it perfectly well. So what advice you have for brands that should actually are not tapping into the PR perspective? I mean, brands like our National Hospital Mulago, there's always a scandal every time, every month, every year. Yet we literally just move on, forget until the next scandal.
So, thank you. So I think from the beginning, I said the gap between the doctor and the patient has reduced because the patients are not coming when they are grieving. They are coming with some basic information about their ailments. And when they come, they want you to explain to them, why are you taking my blood pressure? Why are you piercing me in this area? How many months of blood I read on that Google that I'm supposed to, it's more important. And it calls for really professionals. And this is what we teach at the professional specialist of marketing at that time. One of the topics we teach is corporate reputation. How to manage corporate reputation. It goes to the image of the organization. People will choose a hospital because of the kind of image it has portrayed in public. And so we need a market. We need someone with professional skills who can be able to build that image. And that image that is not superficial. So the marketing will go even to quality improvement in the hospital. The person in charge of marketing of the hospital will be able to talk with the person in charge of quality provision. Measuring the metrics that matter for patients. Measuring metrics, simple metrics like what is the average waiting time for the patient when they come to reach the triage, when they see a doctor. When the marketer has analyzed that, he should be confident enough to do a strategy on how to use that. Because people don't want to stay longer. That's the person who might have spent 5 hours in the waiting line. Because that metric that has been mentioned, that speaks to the customer's experience, should be analyzed and should become strategy. You need a marketer. We need a marketer to understand, given our people service, what kind of feedback are they giving to us? Are they signing kind of how do they call them? Where someone, is it a remark or something?
Feedback.
Feedback. Giving a feedback about the whole, there's no hospitals that should be smelling. Yes. Smelling. No, you reach a hospital and you're clean. And one of the magic things, really, because when you go to a pharmacy, you are in the supermarket. Because you don't want people to feel so sickly. You are sick already, but all you can smell is pus and injection and whatever. That speaks to the experience of the customer. If there is something that is stingy,